guys, welcome back to my channel. Ashley here. So today we are doing a battle of the bronzers. So I am going to talk about some of the bronzers that I picked up this past year. Likes, dislikes, is it worth it? Should you snatch it or should you pass on it? So first things first, I'm going to start off with some creams. Now starting with what I use today, honey, it's the Nars cream bronzer in Laguna 05. As I said previously on my channel, I thought I was Laguna back in the day, honey. I thought I could use it. Lo and behold, I could really only use that as eyeshadow. So although it took a long time, Nars, we finally got a bronzer, and a cream bronzer at that. Like, we have a powder and a cream. This bronzing cream is just, I love it. I did put a powder bronzer on top, but I did use it as a base. I always set my creams with powders, and this bronzer is just phenomenal. Like, it smells so good. This is what it looks like. I've definitely been dipping in it. Let me try to swatch it. So this is what it looks like. The texture is super smooth. It blends like a dream. I absolutely love this cream bronzer. Like, look at how it just blends out. Beautiful. Definitely worth it. Would definitely repurchase this again. I do feel like, as I stated before, that they should expand the colors. This is the deepest shade, the deep bronze with neutral undertones. I definitely love this. I love the fact that it's not red, because I don't want to look red, okay? I just want a beautiful cream bronzer, and this delivers. So definitely a snatch. Next up, we have good old Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the cream bronzer in Chestnut. Now, I don't really like the scent of this. I'm not really a fan. I definitely feel like there could have been some fragrance, because this smells like foundation. It smells like makeup. But this is what it looks like. It's definitely a deep brown. You know, initially I didn't really like this bronzer because I just wasn't a fan of the formula. I'm not sure if other people have had that experience. Matte finish, for me personally, just didn't do it for me. But oh honey, they expanded. So I thought this was the deepest shade. So okay, this is the thing about expansion, honey. Just do it the first time. Like, I understand, you know, but if you're gonna do it right, okay? Come out the first time. So there's terracotta, deep tan, hazelnut, chestnut, which is this shade, and cool brown. There are 10 bronzer shades, so I'm really surprised because there weren't that many. There were only like maybe like 5, I think. So great that they expanded, because that was going to be my next thing. I don't find that this was deep enough. So kudos, Anastasia, for expanding, but please make sure you do it the first time around. I don't think other people should have to wait until a shade comes out for them. So that's the one thing I will say. Go big or go home. Overall, this was definitely a snatch if you're into matte, but I would work quickly with this one. Next up, Charlotte girl. Okay, so this is Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. This bronzer is gorgeous. I did do a review on this. I do like it. It's a beautiful formula. It is just expensive. This is like $56. I do feel like she could have come down on it, but again, compared to my other products, I mean, this is a lot of bronzer. So I guess the $56, you know, accounts for the packaging and the amount of cream bronzer that you get. I will say that's the one thing about this one. It is expensive. I don't feel like it's groundbreaking that you need to run out and go get it. The formula does feel nice. This is what it looks like. It feels very creamy, but again, this was more of a contour shade for me, in my opinion. I wanted to feel bronze, just how like my Nars makes me feel bronze, or the other shades. So that's what I would say. It was more of a contour shade, and then the shade before this one was super light. It was literally my complexion. So I would say that there needed to be a shade expansion. Charlotte girl, you need to go back in the lab, honey, and give the girls some deeper shades and something in between. Do you need to run out and go get it? Not really, but it is good overall. It is good. I do not regret picking it up. It is still a beautiful product. So next up we have Lys Beauty Love Yourself. Now, I did a review on this already as well. This is a beautiful cream bronzer. It feels super hydrating on the skin because it does have some oils in this formula, so I definitely think that's great. It blended out like a dream. For $19, honey, you can't go wrong. I think it's beautiful. It feels great. Honestly, the product doesn't feel thick or heavy. It just feels moisturizing. For $19, you can't go wrong. Now we are finished with the cream bronzers, so now we are going into the powder bronzers. So I do have a drugstore bronzer. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear bronzer, and this is in 550 deep dark. Now this bronzer is really good. I am very surprised by L'Oreal because if you've been around my channel, you know I'm always ranting about CoverGirl and how they betrayed us with the Queen collection. So I'm really surprised that they came out with this. So this is what the color looks like. I mean, this is rich in pigment, and this bronzer was like $12.99. I was blown away by the price and the product. And this is what it looks like swatched. It is beautiful. I do feel like there's a little hint of red, so it looks one way here, but then it swatches another, but it's still bomb. So I will say they could have come out with a couple more shades. The one before this was pretty much my skin tone, so I would say it's super natural bronze. I don't really think it would have made a difference, so that's why I went for the deepest shade, and this is the deepest shade. So I do feel like for all my other melanin goddesses out there, this could run a little bit deeper. I'm interested to see if they do expand. I'm not sure of what the feedback they received on this, but I will say this is 100% worth a snatch for $12.99 at Target. Next up, we have Lys Beauty. This is their powder bronzer. This is their matte bronzer in Strength, which is dark. I also have the cream bronzer in the same shade. So this is what the bronzer looks like. Looks a little bit lighter than the cream bronzer, but that's fine. They work together well. So just to swatch this for you all. It looks light, but I promise you, this is not what it looks like on the skin. I think this is just a swatch, but it definitely does bronze you. And this retails for $18, definitely a bargain. Next up, we have Nars, their matte bronzer in Carimba. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But this seems to be like different packaging because it has the Nars in copper, and then the inside is different as well. I have used this quite a few times, honey, and I'm barely, like, you can barely tell. But this bronzer is bomb. I've been waiting for us to get a new bronzer from Nars, and as soon as I logged on and I saw this, and I was like, I have to have it. I love Nars products. I use them on myself, on my clients. As I said, the cream bronzer is definitely one of my faves. This is what it looks like, and these are definitely swatching lighter, I would say, but this, it packs a punch, okay? It definitely does not look like this when you bronze. It looks so bomb. I would 100% repurchase this, just again so you guys can see. It's bomb. If you don't have this and you're in my shade, I am Macau. Sometimes I get Marquises, depending. Marquises is just a little bit too golden for me, so I'm really Macau. But if you're that shade in Nars, this bronzer will be for you, and so will the cream bronzer in Laguna 05. So beauties, I left the best for last. Now, this wasn't a shocker, but I'm so happy that I picked this up. And I'm using it today, so I put it on top of my cream bronzer. The Jaclyn Cosmetics Sunbathed Pressed Bronzer. Like, girl. Jaclyn, girl, like, you did that. I love this bronzer. It is in Daycation. I just used it today, and I cannot wait to use it again. I feel like I might pick up a second one of these. Just because, you know, whenever you have a favorite product, they seem to just go missing randomly. So this is the bronzer in Daycation. It has a little smell to it. It smells like coffee, but it is thebomb.com. I'm going to swatch it for you all. This is gorgeous. Like, this is a bronzer, okay? This bronzer was bomb. I'm so happy that I picked this up. As I said, I would definitely repurchase. This bronzer is definitely a snatch. I believe the shade before this one was more around my complexion. Maybe it's kind of like Cocoa Naughty. But Cocoa Naughty gives you like that neutral bronze. But this, it looks, the proof is in the pudding, okay? This was bomb. 100% a snatch. So thank you, beauties, for tuning in to my Battle of the Bronzers. I will link everything down below. Don't forget to shop my links down below. And if you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're an OG, as always, thank you for the support. So beauties, don't forget to let me know your thoughts down below if you plan on picking any of these up or if you have them in your collection. And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.